Hi. So today I'm going to make a pasta puttanesca, or at least my version of a pasta puttanesca. And puttanesca is Italian for like a whore. So like a whore, it has everything in it, or a little bit of everything in it. So I've got my pot of water on the stove, getting ready to boil, ready for my pasta, and right now I am browning about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. You can also make this dish using ground turkey or smoked sausage if you want to change the flavor of it a bit. And to save time, I have most of my ingredients ready. This is fairly quick, fairly easy. Now there's a lot of different recipes for puttanesca. It all depends on the person making it. The original recipe had sardines and capers in it. I don't really care for sardines. I've never cooked with capers. There are many dishes that don't include sardines or capers. The original dish was fairly salty because of the sardines and capers. The original dish included olives, which I will include, and it may surprise you, but cooking with olives is really great. There are some nice dishes you can make that include olives in it. I'm going to make this a 2-pot recipe. Once my meat is done, I'm going to put in my sauce and cook it in the same pan the meat was cooked in. If you're somebody who doesn't cook, doesn't have time to cook, this is really fairly quick and easy. All I have in here is ground beef. And I'm going to take it out, spoon it into my serving dish. I don't want to pour anything because I don't want to slop the sides of the skillet. So I'll spoon stuff out, and as we go you'll see a little bit of a method to my madness. And I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit so that this sauce doesn't splatter. And I'm using a 24-ounce jar of spaghetti sauce. Dump it in there. A little bit of water to get everything out. So I'm going to bring this to a boil in this pot, in this pan. Use any type of spaghetti sauce that you particularly like. And we're going to wait for that to heat through. Water's nearly hot enough for the pasta. And we're going to bring this flame up a little bit. Now the sauce that I'm going to make is not going to be really thick. It's going to be kind of thin. It'll soak into the pasta a little bit. It's going to be a little bit chunky. And the water's up to enough to a boil to start adding the pasta. And I am going to do 2 pounds of penne pasta. I prefer penne. I like penne a lot. You can use any type of pasta that you prefer for the dish. Penne holds up to the chunkier sauces. It allows sauce to get inside the pasta. I want to heat the sauce thoroughly. Make sure the pasta doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And I like this particular pasta dish a lot. Okay, this sauce is good. So again, to keep from slopping it, I'm going to spoon it out of the skillet. And of course you can't get all the sauce out, but this is where the method to my madness comes in. The same skillet. I'm going to put 2 cans of diced tomatoes, and these are seasoned with basil and garlic, so there's your seasoning for your dish. Mix the meat and the sauce together to keep everything hot. Stir my pasta. And what this does, since I put the diced tomatoes in the skillet, any of the thick sauce that's on the sides of the skillet or left in the skillet will come out with the diced tomatoes, making it a little easier to clean the skillet. Turn the heat up so I can get this to boil. Come to a nice boil fairly quickly here. And keep going on my pasta. And see, we have the seasoning from the spaghetti sauce, the seasoning from the seasoned diced tomatoes, so you're not playing with a lot of herbs and spices. And like I said, this is simple, easy. It will have a lot of flavor. And my pasta's still got a ways to go. And I was buying a jarred Puttanesca sauce. Read the ingredients on the jar, and I no longer can get the jar, so that's what made me come up with this idea for making Puttanesca. And then I looked Puttanesca sauce, and then I looked it up online and saw that there were so many different recipes, and saw what the original recipe looked like with the sardines and the capers in it. Oops. And my pasta's getting close. I want my pasta thoroughly cooked, but I want it al dente or to the teeth. I want chewy, not mushy. And I'm going to try a little piece of pasta to see how it is. Close, but not quite there. I can still taste the flour in it, so I don't want to let it cook a little bit longer. Oops. And I think my tomatoes are thoroughly heated, so I'm going to pull those out. And now I'll put in the last ingredients. And here we have my can of whole black olives. I sliced them in half, checked for pits. About 1/4 cup of the liquid the black olives were canned in. About 1 cup of green salad olives with pimento. Checked it for pits again, because you don't want to bite into a olive pit. About 1/4 of the liquid that they are canned in, 1/4 cup of the liquid that they are canned in, and then a small jar of roasted red pepper that I cut into bite-sized strips. I'll put this in the skillet and we'll get that all hot. Now the whole idea of this dish is to have olives in it. If you don't like green olives, don't use green olives, use black olives. If you don't like black olives, don't use the black olives. But the idea is that you try it and you'll be surprised. I don't need to add any salt to this dish because the green olives and the liquid has enough salt in it. And I'm going to say that my pasta is ready. Make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. Take a little piece and try it. Yes. Turn the heat off and take it over and dump it in the colander. And while it's draining, get back to the olive mixture. And as you can see, cooking this stuff this way helps to clean the skillet out, get rid of the thick sauce, so it's going to be much easier to wash. Okay, the pasta is about drained. I'm going to dump it into the sauce. Stir it in. And the olives are good. So now I'll just dump it in there. I don't care about the skillet because I'm going to wash it. love the smell of these nice hot olives. Mix this all in together, and this is it. And if you have leftovers, you microwave it. This is plenty saucy right now. However, sometimes after you refrigerated it, it seems to be a little on the dry side. Just add a can of diced tomatoes to it before you microwave it, and it'll be fine. I'll eat on this for days and days and days, and when I want something a little bit different, I'll add a little bit of cheese to it after I microwave it to give it a little different flavor. So this is it. Pasta Puttanesca, and hopefully you'll try this. And thank you for watching. Bye for now. I'm going to eat.